This is Vote 2007. Tonight we're meeting candidates for Mayor of Edmonton. Our next candidate is Don Koziak. You have 3 minutes for your opening statement and your time begins right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Don Koziak. I'm a born and raised Edmontonian. I've lived here all my life. I'm a businessman and a graduate of civil engineering from the University of Alberta. Mine is a simple campaign, one that focuses on core values. The things that are important to you are the things that are important to me. It is unreasonable to expect that we can lower taxes while our population continues to soar and we demand better services. But I pledge to keep tax increases at or below the rate of inflation, which is less than it's been for the last few years. Some have asked the provincial government for new taxation capabilities, which for taxpayers means but one thing: more taxes. With new taxes comes the administrative cost of the taxes. I will not seek a property transfer tax nor an amusement tax. And as mayor, I will lobby that property tax be a deduction from income for federal and provincial taxes. I will implement a 100-day promise to improve traffic flow through the use of traffic detecting cameras. I will pursue the reprogramming of pedestrian-activated crosswalks to allow you to proceed after a brief period when the pedestrian has already crossed. And an item that should be immediately actioned is the widening of 17th Street at Whitemud before the asphalt plants close for the winter. This would double the capacity of that intersection and improve the existing bottleneck on that portion of the Whitemud. I will seek to make basic road maintenance the priority. Potholes must be filled, snow must be plowed, and plowed snow must be removed as it accumulates so that multiple lane roads don't become single lane roads. Our Yellowhead, you can drive from one side of the town to the other and be stopped as many as 8 times. If you didn't need to stop for gas, you could drive from the Montana border all the way through to Mexico, never having to stop for a crossing or a set of lights. As a vital part of the Trans-Canada Highway, I will pursue federal government funding to assist in improving the Yellowhead, specifically with interchanges at 149th, 127th, and 66th Street. And although it's a provincial responsibility, the interchanges on the southwest leg of the Anthony Henday need to be a priority, and we must press the province and surrounding municipalities to get them done. I will collaborate with all stakeholders to make this a reality sooner than later. The interchange on Whitemud at 17th Street needs to be finished. It is the last major hurdle to making the Whitemud a freeway. The expensive earthwork is done, much of the pavement is done, and that project should be completed could be completed at a small fraction of the cost of 23rd Avenue. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of my core values.
Thank you very much. Candidate Don Koziak, please answer Eileen Bell, 630 CHED.
Mr. Koziak, it sounds wonderful to not have larger tax increases, but you're promising us a range of services from increased snow removal to interchanges that we hear are very expensive being built. How can you achieve that with keeping taxes at or below the rate of inflation?
Eileen, I think that there are efficiencies that the city can realize. I think that the people that know what those efficiencies are the frontline people, the people that are doing the jobs on a day-to-day basis. I think we need to engage those people and learn their ideas about what can be done to reduce the red tape and bureaucracy and where we can make some efficiencies there. I think that's where the real key to improvement is.
Scott McKean, Edmonton Journal.
If I heard you correctly, Mr. Koziak, you talked about a 100-day promise to improve traffic flow.
Yeah.
And what exactly do you plan to do there?
Well, there's a couple of specific things. Number one, with pedestrian-activated green, amber, red lights, which exist throughout the city, what we can do is reprogram those so that when a pedestrian presses the light, it goes to amber, goes to red, stays red for a number of seconds, probably 5 seconds, while the pedestrian starts to cross. After that period, it would change to a flashing red light, so that if the pedestrian's already gone in front of you, you can proceed through the intersection. After a few seconds of that, we could change to a flashing amber light to make it a safety situation where you don't have to come to a complete stop. Then it would return to a green light, and we would solve a number of areas. There's 97th Street, for instance, where 7 lanes of traffic are brought to a complete standstill for over a minute while a single pedestrian goes in front of them. So that's a specific example. There's several others that would take a couple more minutes.
Tim Dancy, Shaw TV.
In reviewing some of your campaign notes, it read that you would like to promote a collaborative approach to regional planning. What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, I think that there's opportunities, particularly my example of 17th Street and Whitemud. Now, clearly, the residents of Strathcona counties are some of the beneficiaries of getting that interchange finished. In a similar vein, Stony Plain Road and Anthony Henday benefits many of the individuals that live in Stony Plain and Spruce Grove. So there may be an opportunity to get some funding from those other levels of government when the individuals that live in those communities see the benefit on a first-hand basis.
Eileen Bell.
You've mentioned Whitemud and 17th Street a couple of times. Do you think that that would have been more important to proceed on than the 23rd Avenue interchange?
Well, I know that the 34th Street and Whitemud interchange was completed a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I think, at a cost of $23 million. The interchange at 156th Street and the Yellowhead, including an overpass over the rail line, was completed last year at a cost of $20 million. So when you see the number $260 million for a single interchange at 23rd Avenue, it really makes you wonder what kind of value we're getting and what we've given up for that one interchange.
Scott McKeon.